Welcome to the Final Expense Sales Academy, the hub for mastering the art of final expense life insurance sales. If you're looking to become a pro in the final expense industry, you're in the right place. My name is Kyle Williams, and I'm your host to go through the ins and outs of the final expense business, from tips to tricks to industry insights. We cover everything you need to close deals with confidence, provide true value to your clients, and become a better insurance agent. So hit that subscribe button. Let's get started on elevating your sales game one video at a time. Hey guys, in this episode we're going to talk about how to deal with chargebacks. Chargebacks are the worst part about our industry. You do a lot of work and then all of a sudden, bam, you get hit with a chargeback, and now you're getting paid what you thought you're going to get paid. So if you've been in the business for more than a month, you know what that feels like. If you're brand new in the business, buckle up because it's coming. They're never fun and they're never enjoyable. So they're just a part of being in the business. So there's absolutely nothing more frustrating when you have a great week, you add up what you wrote, and you add up, oh man, I'm getting paid X amount this week. This is great. Then bam, you log into your portal and you see, well dang, I got a chargeback. And it knocks that commission down, or you don't get paid anything at all. The even worse situation is when you have a bad week and you don't hardly make any sales, or maybe made a sale or two, and you log in there expecting to get a little bit of income, and bam, that chargeback hits you. And now you're in the hole starting next week. Never fun. That's the worst situation to be in. So let's talk through how to deal with chargebacks, because that's something that's not really talked about much. Psychologically, it can mess with your mind, especially if you're going through this the first time. It can get in your head and it can mess with your production because you're so worried about that chargeback, you feel pressed to make sales. So you have to stay off your portal or your log into that carrier to look at that. Just completely stay off of it and try to put it in the back of your mind as one trick that you can do. And you need to refocus on what can get you out of it, and that's writing business. So double down on your process, paying attention to what you do, paying attention to the customers. Double down on that. Lock in on that, pay more attention to that, and instead of worrying about the chargeback. Stick to your processes. Don't get desperate. And keep working, okay? So you have to keep doing what you've been doing. Don't let a chargeback rattle you, okay? So here's the process to get through. If you're getting hammered with chargebacks, the first thing that you always have to do is you have to write more business. Writing business solves all the problems. So you have to focus on writing business. So you might have to work harder in this moment. You might have to work more. You might have to work harder. Work later. Work more days, whatever it is, work harder. And then one thing that you need to be doing is be sound in setting up your draft dates. Make sure you're setting the draft dates up accordingly that way it'll help mitigate chargebacks. Okay, set them up on the day that they get paid, especially if they're low income or on Social Security or disability. Set it up for the day that they get paid, not a day after. And then seek encouragement from the right people. You want to be around uplifting people. If you're around a lot of other people who are complaining about this, it's going to drag you down into the deeper end of the hole. So be around positive people. Seek encouragement, okay? Here are some things not to do, okay? Run from it. If you get chargebacks with carrier A, the thing absolutely not to do is just forget about it and start writing business with carrier B. That will not work. Because what's going to happen is carrier A is going to continue to mount up. Then you start writing with carrier B, you're going to get chargebacks there. And then what you're going to do is you're going to run to carrier C. And then now you get chargebacks with carrier A and B. And then eventually you're going to get it with C. And then now you got chargeback with all your companies. And now you're not making any money at all. So running from the debt does not solve the problems. Okay, just work through it and keep writing business. So let's talk about how to prevent the chargebacks. Okay. There's no way to prevent it, but there are some things that you can do to help mitigate it, okay? Soften the blow of it. The first thing that you need to do, as I mentioned earlier, is you need to set the draft dates up on the correct dates. Make sure you're setting it up around about when they get paid, so then that way we know that they have the money to pay for it, especially if they're low income, low to middle income, Social Security, disability, something along those lines. Especially if they're on disability or Social Security, set it up on the day that they get paid, not a day after, the day. And a lot of these carriers follow a Social Security schedule, so that way it comes out on the day that they get their check. Work your business is number 2. call your clients and try to work something out. So if you get a missed payment, call the clients, figure out what's going on, see if you can try to get it caught back up, or if you need to do 2 payments next month, whatever it may be. If you can't get them on the phone, stop by and visit them when you're in the area. Stop in. Hey, what's going on? Something's going on with your policy. Let's see what we can do to try to get it fixed. Offer to reduce their coverage if it's too expensive. Drop their coverage down. They might have been a little too bit off a little bit more than they could chew. So make sure you offer that. And also, the last thing that people usually miss is make sure that somebody hasn't come behind you and lied about your policy. I cannot tell you how many times that I have talked to customers and somebody has just flat out come behind me and lied about my policy. Flat out lie. Telling them that it's not going to pay, telling them it's a 2-year waiting period policy, whatever it may be, just so that way they can write a policy. So make sure that somebody's not coming behind you and lying about your policy. So we cannot hide from chargebacks, but we can help fight them, okay, by using some of the techniques that we just mentioned. You just have to push through it and accept the punch in the face. You're going to get punched in the face, and to be honest with you, they seem to always come in droves. They never just one here, one there. They usually come 2, 3, 4 at a time, and you just have to fight through it. And be sure that you manage your money. This is something that people often forget. Make sure that you have money in the bank, because if you have money in the bank, it's going to soften the blow of these chargebacks because you can maintain paying your bills. And when you can maintain paying your bills, it doesn't make these chargebacks as bad. Okay, they're not fun, but it's definitely not as bad. So, and as I mentioned earlier, don't let your debt stay with a carrier too long, because if you do, then the carriers will terminate you, and then that can affect your status of getting other contracts. It can affect your advances with other carriers. So don't let these balances stick around these carriers too long, because they will terminate, because they have to maintain profitability too. So you have to manage that relationship with that carrier. So if you have any questions, feel free to comment below, reach out to me. Be sure to subscribe so that way you catch all the latest videos. If you receive something valuable in this video, share it with your friends, share it on social media, and be sure to comment below what was your favorite piece of content in this video, and we'll see you in the next one.